President Nixon had an enemies list, and President Trump has pronounced the press the enemy of America.
The role of the press is really to not only to keep us informed, but to keep government power in check, and it can only do that if it has extraordinary liberties in exercising its judgment as to what to publish.
David, why did you decide to create this course now?
But President Trump has challenged the constitutional premises which both live in the document but also live in the hearts and minds of the American people. He's done that both with regard to the independence of the judiciary and with regard to the independence and the freedom of the press. And because of that, it seemed to me that it was important to try to have a course like this that students would be able to study the history of free speech and free press.
David, what are you hoping your students take away from this class?
Yeah, look, lawyers are leaders in American society, and as long as law continues to be a very important discipline in American life, lawyers will continue to be important leaders in shaping our values and shaping our laws and shaping our politics. I think that every generation has to earn its own liberties, every generation has to protect its own freedoms, and our generation has done what it can. The students that we have today will be responsible for what happens to their generation. So there is a hope here of passing on to the future the values that we've considered to be important, and hope that they have the tools as lawyers to protect them.
Max, what can the average person do to protect the freedoms of the press?
People don't really know how to process information and how to judge what's reliable and what's not, and what they should trust and what they should not. And I'm afraid we do a very poor job teaching. An informed public, and by that I mean a public that knows how to read and how to extract what it wants and what it needs from the information, is the essential grounding in citizenship, and we don't teach it.
You know, the United States Constitution limits the power of the federal government because people doubted were worried about the concentration of power in that government. And to some extent, the role of the press is simply is further reflection of that doubt of government power.
So let's talk about state secrets. Max Frankel, you were a key player in the Pentagon Papers, which is arguably one of the most important cases of the 20th century involving state secrets. You were in the court that day. What was that like, and what were you afraid of?
Our fists were up, you know. We were ready to duke it out. The Espionage Act, which was the law under which we were being pursued, was clearly written to catch spies. And it's just shocking to see that law used the way the government has used it and continues to use it.